आपादमौलिपर्यन्तां गुरूणाम् आकृतिं स्मरेत् येन विघ्नप्रणश्यन्ति सिद्धन्ते च मनोरथः। लक्ष्मीं तनोतु नितरामितरानपेक्षमाङ्घ्रिद्वयं निगमशाखिशिखाप्रवालं हैरम्बमम्बुरुहडम्बरचौर्यनिग्रहं विघ्नाद्रिभीरशतधारधुरन्धरन् सर्वेषां स्वागतम्. This is the first, that is the Bhāvārtha session for the eighth verse of Sri Ram Gita. So when Rama started speaking, Sri Ramachandra Uvacha Adau Swavarnashrama Varnitah Kriyaha Kritva Samasadita Shuddhamanasah Samapya Tatpurva Mupatta Sadhanaha Samashrayet Sadguru Atmalabdhi. So after that is after we finish the kriyas of our previous ashrama and varna, whatever they dictate, finishing them, and then when we attain a certain stability of mind, and then we approach then we have to give up those kriyas, and then we have to approach a Sadguru. Now, why should we give up those kriyas? Because we will see later on there is something that the question is these varnas that dictate that we need to give up or detach. Why we need to give up? Why we need to give up kriyas? Why should we stop doing them? So here, this particular verse continues that argument or continues that philosophy and gives a little more expansion on that. So, क्रिया शरीरोद्भव हेतुरादृता प्रिया प्रियौ तौ भवतः सुरागिणः धर्मेतरौ तत्र पुनः शरीरकं पुनः क्रियाचक्र पुनः क्रियाचक्रवदीर्यते भवः क्रिया शरीरोद्भव हेतुरादृता प्रिया प्रियौ तौ भवतः सुरागिणः धर्मेतरौ तत्र पुनः शरीरकं पुनः क्रियाचक्रवदीर्यते भवः. So bhavaha is the samsara or the manifested form wherever we live in. So here kriya sharirodbhava hetuhu adrita. Kriya sharirodbhava hetuhu. Kriya is the cause of sharira. And we talk about the Parabrahman, or when we talk about the Sankhya philosophy, that is the Purusha and the Prakriti, when they come together, when they start that Sanchalana, and then when they start their process of combining, we find that at that point of time it gives rise to Mahat, and then Ahankara, and then the Tanmatras, then the Panchamahabhutas, and then etc. 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 So all these things are Bhuta. That is, the Panchamahabhutas are giving rise to all these things. So obviously these are also originating from that particular kriya of the Purusha and Prakriti does not move. Mula Prakriti is sthira. When the Sayoga happens, then this happens. So that is kriya. Therefore, the understanding is simply that kriya is the it is the reason for a sharira. There is also the modern science, when we look at it, it makes a lot of sense, because the modern cell, if we take the modern cell biologically, a plant cell or animal cell, even a human cell, a cell, if we take, the nucleus forms only 0.00 something percent of it. Rest all is actually space. And the proton, electron is the one that moves around. The proton and the neutron stays in the nucleus, and it is the electron that revolve. It is due to its revolution that there forms a certain orbit, and that orbit, it is spinning, or it is revolving at such a great speed that it creates a certain imagery, or it creates a certain disturbance that gives it a the volume of that particular cell. Otherwise, the cell doesn't have so much that it needs to occupy, even that particular amount of space that it occupies, that is also not required. That is also not required for the cell, because the actual matter in it, that is the nucleus, is just very small amount, of not even 1% of the whole cell, the volume it occupies, but it is giving that volume. So there is a there is a a small anecdote, where if in the human body we take all the cells and we only take the space occupied by the nucleus of every cell that is in our body, then surprisingly enough, it can fit on the if you take a needle, on the tip of that needle, it can all come together. So look at what that nucleus, that revolution of the electrons, the particles, is doing. It is giving volume to us, whatever our sharira is, to something that is so small that it can fit on the tip of the needle. Also, it is giving, it is expanding that particular nucleus and giving a form as a human. So that is the reason kriya sharirodbhava, sharira udbhava, hetuhu, it is the source. Kriya sharira udbhava hetuhu adrita. Adrita is considered. So kriya sharirodbhava hetur adrita. That is the reason we need to give up kriya, because kriya can never eliminate the ajnana that we have. That is the reason we are going. We are very strict phase in our lives to totally eliminate the kriya. Priya priyautau bhavata suraginaha. That is, once the sharira is manifests, then the priya apriya, both of them. So both of them get associated. That means once the action gives rise to sharira, the sharira will start acting on what is desirable and what is undesirable. And therefore, what happens? That also gives rise to suraginaha. That is attachment. Raga is raga, dvesha, all those things come. Suraginaha. That means attachment. Dharme tarau tatra punah sharirikam. Now, again, whatever kriyas that we are doing based on the desirability or undesirability, whatever we are doing, that also gives rise to one more sharira. So here we have already established that sharira is the manifested form, that is the stula sharira. We have three shariras. We have the karana sharira, sukshma sharira, and then we have the stula sharira. Obviously, for me to get away from the physicality, I have to detach myself from the manifested forms, and manifestation itself is a result of kriya. Then I have to withdraw from kriya itself. For this, it becomes very important for us to let go of whatever the kriyas that we have learned from purva ashramas. So dharme tarau, dharma itarau, that is dharma itarau, that is dharma and its opposite. Itara is the opposite. Dharma and adharma is dharmetarau tatra punasharirikam. That means whatever is a priya apriya kriyas that we are doing, well, based on that, the dharma and adharma of that leads again to another body. Tatra punasharirikam. Then punah kriya chakra vadiriyate bhavaha. And obviously that particular body, that sharira, again creates some kriya. So it becomes a cycle. So it becomes a chakra, like chakravadiriyate. So chakravat, like the chakra, iriyate, that means it runs. So chakravat iriyate bhavaha. Bhavaha is samsara. So how does samsara manifest? It particularly starts from kriya Kriya leads to Kriya of particles, or the Mula Prakriti and Prakriti and the not Prakriti. The Purusha leading to a change in the Mula Prakriti, which leads to a Vikriti, then it leads to the Mahat Ahankara, then the Panchabhutas lead to a body, then that becomes a Sharira. Then Sharira leads to the notions of Priya and Apriya, that means desirable and non-desirable. Then doing that gives you attachment to it. Then it also leads to consequences, which can be dharma and adharma. Then that leads to another sharira. Then that sharira leads to another kriya. So that kriya leads to another sharira. So this becomes the chakravat iriyate. That means the samsara is moving like that particular wheel. So this is the bhavartha for this particular verse. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः प्रतिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीमहीषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यो शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि।